You are now locked into the Scouting Room, the home of authentic, fun, and unfiltered NFL and college football content. We will bring you film breakdown and analysis, hot topic discussions, and in-depth NFL draft prospects. The best place for it all. So sit down, have a drink, and let's talk football in the Scouting Room. Luther Burton III, wide receiver out of Missouri, had his first breakout game, 100-yard game of the 2024 college football season. 6 receptions, 117 yards, and 1 receiving touchdown against Boston College. He also had 75 of his 117 yards came after the catch. Let's tap into the film and see how he got it done. So we're gonna start here. And majority of his snaps, guys, even last year, I think they said that this year he's gonna play more outside. That's not really happening right now, just the way that things have started out this season, and it's fine, right? Because we're going to see him a lot in the slot. So you got a trip set to the right, pistol formation, and he's the number 3 receiver. Counting from the sideline, 1, 2, 3, and you're gonna have kind of a double post with the corner, kind of a corner route, and it's a kind of a slow developing play, but they do put Brady Cook, the quarterback, on the move here. Nice protection, like a 4-man route, so he has the ability to drop it down to the running back. I think it's Noel in the flats. But what I really appreciate here from Luther Burden is the fact that he's not in the rush. He's not in the hurry because he can't be, right? He can't be in the hurry in this situation because you have to allow both of those kind of post deep kind of cross routes to handle to complete themselves, rather. Like, you got to let them play out so that you can then get into the void. And this is a zone coverage, so you have one, all right, I can cross behind him, got the other one, take that and clear out, and let those routes clear out those defenders so he can run into open space. And again, first of all, a dime by Brady Cook through the hands of that defender, like that was put right on the money. And then you just see him immediately with I think one of his best traits, for Luther Burden III is his ability to transition from receiver to runner. So again, get into the void, be available, strong-handed catch, immediately secures it. Now he becomes a runner. And you see the explosiveness, the burst, the acceleration, and get the yards after the catch. And this is at the end of the day, and we're going to see this throughout this video, what makes Luther Burden? Getting hit the ball in his hands where he can make plays after the catch. And he's got enough dynamic ability, enough explosiveness and burst and acceleration, but he also has strength, and we're going to see that here. I love what they did here, right? So basically, you got essentially on both sides, you have a 2x2 set because you have the tight end who's in line, or 3x2, I guess you could say, or 2x3, whatever. And you're gonna have essentially double rub routes, and these routes are basically giving your quarterback. These are man beaters. If you want to play man, cool, that's fine, and that's what Boston College is doing. They're playing man. They also are sending pressure. It's a simulated pressure. Look, you got 5 on the line, and you're bringing that linebacker. So, all right, let's pick it up. Running back stays in the backfield. If he wanted to, he could have hit number 5 coming across on like the kind of slant, could have hit him. But you're dialing this up for Luther Burden III. You're dialing it up for him, and I love the separation this creates. And we're going to pause it here. It creates conflict for the DB. For that nickel corner, it creates absolute conflict because you're not going to be able to be hip to hip, be fully in phase with the route. And shout out to the outside receiver for clearing out and creating the natural rub without getting the OPI. That happens so often. So shout out to him for football and football awareness and instincts and football IQ here. But then watch, that's about 4 yards of separation as the ball is on its way to Luther Burden. And then we're going to see him secure the catch, peek over the outside shoulder, see where the DB's leverage is, where's his weight distribution. Oh, he's heavily outside. Let me spin back, pivot, make him miss, pivot back inside. Now I become a runner. I become a running back. And this is where you get a young man that's special. You get the pre-snap motion on this look, guys, on the end zone angle, which does what for the quarterback? It's man-to-man, pre-snap indicators. So now, go ahead and get the snap here. and he knows where he wants to go with the ball, right? Once he sees that it's man coverage, he knows where he wants to go with the football, right? Again, he could have probably tried number five. You do have that. See, the corner that's covering number five did a better job being able to avoid being trapped by the rub, but it's still, you could have put it on him, lead him. He still could have made a play, but then getting it over to Luther Burden, again, peaking. He's gearing down, right? He sees the weight distribution of that DB. Now pivot back out, make a miss, and then just become a running back with the ball in your hands. Become physical, set that tone, let those guys know that you're gonna have to tackle me. Now this is a play where good play initially, good process, good start, good process, bad ending. And this is where he could be coached up to me. Boom. It's just a second and 10. They have three timeouts left, like maybe 30 seconds left in the half. You catch this. Why aren't you going upfield to the 40-yard line, getting the first and securing the first down? Instead, he's trying doing too much to make a play, ends up getting trapped sandwiched between two Boston College defenders, and then you have a fumble, right? Luckily, it goes out of bounds instead of one of the defenders getting it and giving their offense, who is a good offense, especially running the ball, play action, things of that nature, with a dual threat quarterback, giving them a short field to either get a field goal or be able to put seven on the board right before half, and that's a total momentum swing. So now again, does a good job settling into the zone, getting to where he needs to be. Brady Cook puts the ball right on him, right between the three. Now get upfield. There's enough space, guys. You can see it on on the left and right side of him, right, or the front and back, however you want to look at it. There's enough space for him to plant that inside foot, square his shoulders parallel to the opposite end zone, and get upfield. Instead, he does a little too much. Tries to, evade the shoes, the kind of ankle biting tackle, and and then the backside defender who's trailing him, had on the football, helmet on the football, knocks the ball out, and it goes out of bounds. Almost is recovered. Now, so it's like those are the things. If I'm talking to the hey, situational awareness, right? Spatial awareness was on the touchdown catch right off the rub route where you could have that awareness of where that DB is in space, pivot, make a miss, get the touchdown, right? This is situational awareness. Know the down the distance, know what you need to do. You got the first down, get it, because in college the clock stops when you get the first down. Now, this is something I love, right? You're gonna have a 4x1 set. You got three stacked or three bunched. You got the lone receiver on the opposite side of the formation, and then you have Luther Burden in the backfield. I love this play. You're gonna have him into the flats, and this play creates conflict against man-to-man coverage because it creates communication or lack thereof, because you're gonna have two DBs go with the same receiver, and now Luther Burden is basically running a flat route by himself. He catches this. Now we already have a block established. He's already in momentum going forward, and he can identify all of the threats. He can see everyone and where they are, and then now he can decelerate. Get a foot fire here, and basically juke the guy without the guy's trying to leverage him. You got the block happening. He's trying to leverage him to the sideline. Luther Bird does a good job playing to that. Boom. Just make a spin around, touch earth, touch some grass, and I'm stiff arm a guy, get yards after the catch. He is so special with the football in his hands because this is where he thrives. And it reminds me of how Kentucky and the Green Bay Packers early on used Randall Cobb. You know what I mean? And they use Randall Cobb in a very similar way, and you just see that ability to threaten. Again, you're gonna have them again. So you got a 3x2 set. You got trips to the left. You got the lone receiver with a reduced split. And then you have Luther Burden again in the backfield. And this time they're going to quick motion them out to it for a screen. Pass is a little inaccurate. Number 4 kind of getting into the vision. He sped up Brady Cook, and you could tell by the play by how the ball came out and the location of it. But this is where again Luther Burden is just special, and he's just good with the football in his hands because this should be dead to rights. If you see this, you're thinking, if it's a Boston College fan, we got him for a big, 4 or 5 yard loss. Yeah, no, you don't. He makes the guy miss, and then he has that punt return type of feel where he can make you miss one-on-one, because that's the rule. It's a punt returner. You want to make the first guy miss. Again, look at this, guys. You have 3 defenders right here. And there was one like squared up to him as well. One squared up to him. got the great job. He squares him up, and then the quickness, the short area quickness and burst acceleration. Now making another guy miss, working outside and getting yards after the catch. And we know what he just did. He created something out of nothing at the end of the day. This is an incompletion, but I want to see more of this simply because with teams knowing that, hey, we want to get the ball to you, get it to you into your hands quickly, like they're going to want to try and stop that. Well, cool, that's fine. I can also beat you over the top vertically, and you're going to have a stack set here with him and the outside receiver pushing. You got one corner, kind of playing the levels here. One corner's at the line of scrimmage to disrupt timing. The other one's going is in the back. Excuse me, your little tongue tied. The other one's playing off just in case there's a switch release after the snap. They can prioritize, hey, I have inside, you have outside, and they're not going to rub and bump into each other. So, that's what you have here. He's going to just basically run a slot fade. And what I love is he comes off the ball, quick little foot fire, and then is immediately in position to run by the DB, right? If he's even, he's leaving. The DB, because of the foot fire, he's not in position. He's not ready to be a reactive athlete. And you just see Luther Burden be able to stretch the field vertically. I wanted Brady Cook to nail this throw. I felt like this was one of those plays, but that you want to have, that one of those throws that he wish he had back. But I'll tell you this, guys, heading into SEC play, this is the type of stuff you got to nail on. You got to hit these because you're going to play other more talented defenses with better athletes at corner. They're more physical at corner, bigger at corner, and a pass rush that's going to get home. And you want Brady Cook to be able to hit this, whether he's hot or not, hit this throw, especially when your guy creates so much separation vertically. You need to connect on this. And, just you see like 2-3 yards eventually, 2-3 steps, I'm sorry, of separation against that nickel corner. And again, foot fire, tempo release, tempo, foot fire into the speed release outside, and it's there. It's just there. You got to nail these. You got to hit. You got to connect on those. This right here, I believe, is his final reception, and everything. You're gonna have him in the slot, against off coverage, out route, and what I love is the direction he chooses to go with his stem. Right, it's all about moving a defensive back off away from the spots that you're trying to get to. Right, just like a dribbler in basketball and NBA. If I'm trying to get to my spot in that 18-foot mid range, I gotta use my handle and get you off my spot, get you away from my spot. And I love the fact that Luther Burden here, you see, he stems it inside, creating the shuffle step, right? Scoot technique, by the DB, by the nickel DB. So he stems them inside, getting the shuffle step, right? Little kick step inside, widen them out. Now you flatten and get vertical, right? Puts them in kind of like a back pedal, and then you're gonna get the snap. And look, and the outside leverage is already there. Play it full speed for you. The outside leverage is already there for him, and all he has to do is snap and break at the top of his route, right? And just go ahead and flatten that out. Separation, pass. You want to see you will want the pass to be a little bit more accurate here. But again, I just love this route by Luther Burden. And that's the thing, when you're playing in the slot, as much as us as evaluators want to see him play outside, if you're him, you want to stay in the slot because you have a two-way go, and this is why the slot is so dangerous for these type of guys. Because if you're playing off coverage, you're giving me soft coverage, I'm gonna be able to stem you, I'm gonna be able to flatten you, I'm able to break you, and that's what he was able to do. And that's just a great route, great job by him. Again, he gave his quarterback enough separation for him with an accurate, more like a more accurate pass with better ball placement, he could have got yards after the catch here. But Luther Burden the third had a big day. Well, guys, that's the breakdown for Missouri star wide receiver Luther Burden the third, the Yak King himself. Hopefully, I was able to, number one, earn your like and entertain you and educate you. Number two, get you to comment. Talk to me in the comments, because I do talk back. But also subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification, guys. I have some NFL breakdowns coming this week. We got Marvin Harrison Jr. connecting with Kyler Murray from Sunday's action. So, yes, tap in for all of that. But also, let me know in the comments any standout players that you want to see me break down and somebody you want to learn about. And if I got the tape, I'll break it down. But listen, guys, appreciate y'all tapping in with me here at the Scouting Room, and stay tuned for more content.